Sa video na ito, tuturuan ko kayo ng iba't ibang uri ng deferrals.
Bigla kang sumakses eh.
I'm Sir Ray, your favorite CPA, at kung may topic kayo na gusto nyong i-feature natin, comment below. This video is a continuation of the Adjusting Entries series. At kung hindi nyo pa napapanood ang parts 1 and 2, may link sa description box below. Sige, let's start. Ano nga ba ang mga deferrals? Ang root word ng deferrals ay defer, meaning delayed. Delayed na ano? Delayed ang pag-earn ng income or delayed ang pag-incur ng expenses. Meaning, nauna ang bayad bago ang pag-recognize ng income or expense. Parang mga government contractor, bayad muna bago gawa. Ang tip ko sa inyo, isipin nyo lagi na ang opposite ng deferrals ay accruals. Kung sa accruals walang cash na involved pero may income at expense na, sa deferrals naman may cash na involved kaso hindi pa ito income at expense. Gets ba? Yes sir! Now, ano-ano naman ang iba't ibang uri ng deferrals? May dalawa, unearned income at repayments. Ano ang unearned income? Ito ay perang natanggap na ng business pero hindi pa ito pwedeng i-recognize as income. Bakit kaya? Kasi baka hindi pa nare-render ang service or hindi pa nade-deliver ang goods, kaya hindi pa pwedeng i-recognize as income kahit may cash pang involved. Ano-anong examples ng unearned income? For example, nagbayad na ang customer in advance, okay? Pero hindi pa nare-render ang service. For example, advance rent payment ng umuupa. Pwede rin advance payment ng customer ng kanyang subscription sa kanyang internet provider. From the point of view of the internet provider, pwede rin advance payment ng insured or tinatawag din nating policy holder ng insurance. Let's say nag-advance payment siya for 3 years. O di kaya advance payment ng customer for future services at marami pang iba. Mas maiintindihan natin ang deferrals with these problems. Download the handout in the comment section below. Sige, let's start. Again, in answering questions, mapa sa quiz, exam, or kahit sa board exam pa yan, ugaliing basahin muna ang question. Okay? Sige, let's start. Number 1. How much is the earned portion of the unearned income? Number 2. What is the adjusting journal entry? Number 3. How much is the ending balance of the following accounts below? Present your answer using T accounts. So we have cash, unearned rent revenue, and rent revenue. Sige, basahin na natin ang problem. On August 1, 2025, XYZ Company received a 1-year worth of rent from one of its lessees worth 240,000 pesos. The company uses the calendar year. Sige, try to answer the question on your own muna. You may pause the video to answer. Okay, let's start. Sasagutin natin ang question na, how much is the earned portion of the unearned income? Paano nga ba malaman ang earned portion? Sige, bilangin natin ilang months na ang na-earn from the date of payment hanggang December 31, 2025. We have August, September, October, November, and December. Bale, 5 months lahat. Anong gagawin natin next? Tama, i-separate na natin ang 240,000 payment into earned and unearned portions. Bale, 5 over 12 months na ang nakalipas. Hence, 5 over 12 ng unearned portion ay pwede nang i-recognize as income. So, 240,000 times 5 over 12 is equal to, tama, 100,000 rent revenue. O, di ba? Ang dali. Gets ba? Yes, sir. Next question. What is the adjusting journal entry? Sige, sagutin natin. Anong ilalagay natin sa date? Tama, December 31, 2025. Every year end kasi tayo nag-a-adjust and sinabi sa problem na gumagamit daw ang company ng calendar year. Next, anong ide-debit natin? And how much? Tama, debit Unearned rent revenue, 100,000 pesos. Ano naman ang i-credit natin? And how much? Tama. Credit rent revenue, also 100,000. O, diba? Ang dali. Yes, sir. Next. How much is the ending balance of the following accounts? Present your answers using P accounts. We have cash, unearned rent revenue, and rent revenue. Sige, sagutin natin. Let's start with the initial entries. Ano-anong accounts ang affected nang nagbayad si Leslie? And by how much? Tama. Nag-increase ang cash natin and nag-increase ang unearned rent revenue natin by 240,000 pesos. Very good. Next, ano-ano namang accounts ang affected after nating mag-adjusting entry? Tama. Nabawasan ang unearned income natin by 100,000 pesos and nadagdagan naman ang rent revenue by, well, 100,000 pesos din. So, ano-ano ang ending balances nila? Tama. Cash, 240,000. Unearned rent revenue, 140,000. And rent revenue, 100,000. O, diba? Ang dali. Gets ba? Yes, sir. Now, bakit nasa opposite side ng normal balances ko nilagay, such as dito sa cash, nilagay ko sa credit side, whereas ang normal balance ng cash ay debit, bakit ko dyan nilagay? Ganito kasi yan. Bale, customary lang yan, okay? Mas madali kasing mag-calculate and mag-squeeze ng mga amounts later if ilalagay natin ang ending balances sa opposite side ng normal balances ng account. Pansin nyo dito sa unearned revenue, nilagay ko sa debit side kahit alam naman natin na it's a liability, therefore ang normal balance na dapat ay credit. So, bakit nga ba? Pansin nyo dito, hindi siya balance, right? So, meron tayong credit 240,000 and debit 100,000. So, nilagay ko dito as a balancing figure para mag-balance both sides. Nilagay ko dito 140,000 debit. This technique is particularly useful kapag nagsusqueeze na tayo ng mga amounts in the future. Squeeze meaning naghahanap tayo ng amounts in the middle. So, what if instead na hinahanap natin yung ending balance, ang pinapahanap sa atin ay yung 100,000 instead? Mas ma-appreciate nyo ang approach na ito in future lessons. For further discussion ng deferrals, I will include videos within part 3. Ngayon ay dumako naman tayo sa other types of adjusting entries, which is sa susunod na video. Nagustuhan nyo ba ang video na ito? Like and subscribe na para hindi nyo ma-miss ang mga bagong episodes. Yes, sir!